Hi everybody, and today you find me just getting ready to go and pick up the rest of the exiled Yellowbelly A-Team. A sort of poor man's Ghostbusters for a night of paranormal investigation at Wisbech Castle in Cambridgeshire from 8 o'clock tonight until 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, I will see you again when I've picked up the rest of the team. Right, here I am. I've picked up the A-Team who are going with me today to Wisbech Castle to do our ghost hunt. And they're not going to be strangers to you, are you? Here they are, look. Yes, yes. As you know and as you've seen before, here's Lin. Now, this is Lin's birthday present. We're going on tonight to Wisbech Castle in Cambridgeshire. Now, I've told Lin nothing about the ghoulies and ghosties and things that are going on at this castle. So, because I didn't want her Googling it on the way there and then suddenly going, oh, I can feel this person or that person. And at the back there, as you all recognise, that's Kita, my daughter, who is a well-known sceptic but jumps at everything. So we should have a good time today, shouldn't we, girls?
I think so.
So we're all three of us looking forward to it. Gonna have a great time. I'm now going to drive down to Wisbech, which, as I say, is a bit of a drive, and we will be there until 2 o'clock in the morning. So anyway, with that, we go. I'm going to drive it now, and I will talk to you when we arrive. See you later. Right, here we are. We are outside Wisbech Castle, which is was a castle since the 11th century, but is now, after it's been pulled down and destroyed on various times, is now a Georgian mansion. Now, we've heard there's a lot going on in this place. Should be good fun. So I think we're all waiting for it, aren't we? All up for it?
Yeah.
So we're going to go in. I'm going to record whatever I can record. So we'll see you later. So here we are at Wisbech Castle. I'm just going to take you up to the side. We're going in a minute. So Wisbech Castle, it's the site of a Norman castle, 1087, the Bishop's Palace, 1478, Thurlow's Mansion, 1656, and the present Regency Villa, which we are now, was 1816. So now we're going to go in and we're going to join the tour, and starts at 8 o'clock. It's now about 10 to, and we should be here till 2 o'clock in the morning. So we'll talk to you later. Hi everybody, and welcome to the Exiled Yellowbelly. Now, this is an episode about the review of last Saturday night's ghost hunt at Wisbech Castle. Now, it was dark. A lot of the stuff couldn't be filmed. Some of it you will see was filmed, which was very interesting. But we're going to fill you in on what we thought of the whole evening. So with that, we're at Wisbech Castle. We've gone in. We've met everybody, the people from Haunted Nights. There's two teams. They're going to go in one part of the castle. We're going to go in the others and swap. And we're going to tell you how it all went. The first part of the story will be where you see that we go into the tunnels. Now, we've got film of that, so I don't think we need to describe the rest of that. That's quite shocking in itself.
Yes? Is that all right?
Because the light is being used for another thing. That's what?
Mind your head, Kita.
Watch out, it's like a pile of
Oh, God, yeah.
Watch the step, that's not so uneven.
Oh, that's really low, isn't it? I just smacked my head on that. Oh, mind these bricks.
Yeah, that was a fire pit.
What, lately or just...
Yeah.
Lynn's just had to come outside because she had a feeling of her chest being squeezed from the inside downstairs in the tunnels. So I've come out to see her out, make sure she's all right. You're all right, Lynn, yeah?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I think the feeling I got was maybe from, because I'm a bit claustrophobic, it was very small down there, and I think that the little cells where people were held were very small, and I had this feeling of being shut in and held in.
Do you think it could be just down to the fact that you're claustrophobic, though?
I don't know.
Okay,
I honestly can't tell you.
It's a possibility it could
It's
just
a
be down to
possibility, yeah.
claustrophobia, because it was very hot and very cramped down there.
It was very.
Yeah, I was really sweating and my back was killing me
Yeah, yeah, mine too.
because I was crouched.
Yeah, it was a very awkward position to be in. And
Okay.
I'm not, as you know, I'm not very good at sort of standing
No.
anyway.
But anyway, you're feeling all right now?
I'm feeling all right now. I feel like I
Yeah.
felt I couldn't breathe properly down there.
Okay. But after that, I'm now going to hand you over to Lynn, who's going to tell you about what happened to her in the drawing room.
Well, my experience in the drawing room was that we had a seance with 2 bells on the table. Nothing was happening. Paul from Haunted Nights was talking about a gentleman who had been seen walking up and down in the drawing room from the fireplace into the far corner. One of our group, a lady, was sitting in a chair in the corner, and as I looked
We've
up...
had to ban my father because he can't stop laughing. So, Lynn, carry on.
Okay. And obviously this wasn't a funny situation at the time. So a lady from our group was sitting in the corner, and I happened to look up at her because nothing was happening on the table with the seance. And her face seemed to change. Not her body, just her face changed into that of an old man with little round wire frame glasses. I could see quite clearly the arm of the glass going towards or her or his ear. And he had a very short white beard. I looked back down at the table, and then I had to look over again and saw exactly the same thing. And the third time I also looked over and saw the same thing. There was no change in the lady's body or anything else. I thought at first maybe I'd been mistaken because that lady did have glasses, but they were sitting up here on her head. And I did at one time think that's a bit odd, 2 pairs of glasses. And Paul from Haunting Nights had told us that there was a gentleman known to have been walking from the fireplace over to that corner. When I looked up the next time, the lady looked perfectly normal, and I'm sure nobody else had seen anything. I didn't want to say anything at the time. I felt it sounded a bit silly, to be honest, but I definitely saw that that face on that lady had changed into that of a man.
Right, we have just been down in the vaults, and we've done 20 minutes down there, and we've also done a bit, 20 minutes in the dining room doing some kind of seance thing, I'll call it, would you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, first of all, first trip down in the vaults. Now, I had to come out a little bit early with Lynn because Lynn had something happen, didn't you, Lynn? So would you like to tell us what you happened to you down there?
Yeah, I felt like somebody was crushing my chest, squeezing it, crushing it. I am claustrophobic, so I don't like those small spaces anyway. But I didn't like the feeling because there were little cells down there that were very, very small. And it made me feel almost ill down there. I had to come out, and I won't go down there again.
You're not going to go back down
No,
there?
I'm not. I really didn't like the
Because we are going back down there.
Yeah,
We're going to go further back into a worse part, aren't
yes,
we?
I
You don't want to do that?
I don't want to do
Okay,
that, no.
that's fair enough. Now, Katie, what did you saw something down there, didn't you?
Right, yeah. So I actually said to them as well, I am a skeptic through and through. Like, I don't necessarily believe in ghosts, and I'm really like, I don't know, I'm open to it, but I wasn't expecting to see anything, and I must admit I felt not good down there. Again, I'm a bit claustrophobic like Lynn, so I wasn't sure if at first when I first got down there I felt really hot and my heart was beating quite a lot, and I had a coffee before I got here, so
And your heart was beating really fast when you came out.
yeah. And then these two left, so I stayed down there on my own with the rest of the group, and I held hands with another sensitive lady because they moved her next to me. And I did see a red light, which it definitely wasn't trick of the eye. And there's no electrics down there.
No.
And to the point where it actually gave me shivers and goosebumps up my neck. It didn't freak me out. I wasn't scared, but I was just like, oh my God, I've actually seen something. And it's not made me like fully believe, but I am feeling apprehensive about going down again.
Okay. Now, you know me, I can only say as I feel, and once again, I've not felt anything. In fact, in the dining room place that we went next, I could have quite easily fell asleep.
I felt like meditating.
Now, yeah, as you said, you found that chilled as well, didn't you, in there?
I needed it because my heart was racing so much from being down there. I needed some time to decompress, which is, I feel so silly saying this because I don't usually believe in this stuff, but it did make me feel bad.
You're not silly. You were shaking, visibly shaking when you came out there.
It made me feel
Well,
funny.
let's now share, Lynn, the very strange thing that happened to you in the dining room that you didn't tell me until we got out because you thought it sounded silly. But tell them about what happened there.
Well, nothing was really happening, and the Paul was, telling us about a gentleman that often walked between the fireplace and a corner where a lady was sitting, a lady from our group, and 3 times I looked at her and I saw her head, her face. It was the face of a man with that little round wire framed glasses. I could see the actual arm of the glasses going across her face, and she had a white beard, very short white beard. I had to sort of like look twice, and 3 times I looked over there and I saw that.
Right, so as you saw in the last clip, Lynn decided that she did not want to go back into the vaults. I was also feeling a little bit funny, but I was like, when in Rome, you've got to do it, don't you? So me and Dad went back down into the underground tunnels and we went to a different area. They took us to this large room. What would you say it was? It's like a vault.
It was a large vault. A larger vault.
Yeah.
It was still low and everything, but it was larger.
Yeah, and there were chairs set out and also a table. So they told us that they were going to do the Estes method, which I was really excited about because it's something I've always wanted to do. So it's when you use a spirit box, which is basically just radio frequencies going through really, really, really fast. And every now and again, you'll catch like a word or a bit of singing. And the person with the spirit box will have headphones on and they'll be blindfolded. And the rest of the room will ask out questions. And then the person that's blindfolded and has the headphones on will speak out anything that they hear. So a couple of people went first and it was quite interesting. We had cat balls placed to the left and right of the person with the headphones on and behind, and we were asking the spirit to light up the one on the left, the one on the right, and they were lighting up. And I must admit, we looked at each other and we were like, that's actually a bit weird.
Yeah,
because
when they were both going off.
Yeah, we're quite skeptical.
On demand.
Yeah. So we're quite skeptical. So for us, having been on ghost hunts before and nothing happened, we were like, okay, this is getting interesting. Then they called up my father to do it. So he was all up for it. Off he went into the hot seat, headphones on, blindfold on, and we start asking out questions. I can't 100% remember like the questions or the answers, I think because that wasn't the interesting part of what happened. We've been going for, I'd say, probably about 5 minutes, and then he jumps up and yells out, and we'd all heard a stone hit the floor. It was like a gravel floor, and we'd heard the stone hit the floor, and it had actually hit you in the leg.
Yeah.
And I could tell it had really freaked him out. So we were all sat in pitch black, and then when my dad jumped up and yelled, all the torches went on. He was like a deer in headlights, like, oh my God. I think there was some colourful language, perhaps. There was definitely some colourful language, because I think it shocked you a bit.
A lot.
So, yeah, a lot. So a stone hit him in the leg. Very strange. Now,
I must just say here,
yeah,
we then checked the area,
yep,
right, to make sure of what was on the floor in case it happened again.
Yes, we checked the floor. It was all clear. Also, it wasn't like a cave. It was man-made, so it's not like there'd be stones falling from the ceiling. So I was quite surprised, but he went back in, headphones back on, blindfold back on, and we carried on. And I reckon 2 minutes later, he gets this very stone launched and thrown straight into his chest, to the point where once again he screamed out, ripped the headphones off, some more colourful language, saying someone's, potentially along the lines of someone's just thrown an effing rock at me. And it was pretty scary, and I must admit, seeing you scared freaked me out, because I know you're like me and you don't, not that we don't believe, but we've not seen anything that has made us believe, and it did freak me out.
Yeah, because the whole thing, being in pitch blackness in a place where, you know, you're expecting things might happen, and what got me was, it wasn't just like a stone was just gently lobbed at me. It was launched at me.
Like, boof.
Yeah.
And also, the person that's got the headphones on is quite isolated as well. Like, they're pushed further back from the group, and behind the person sitting on the chair was just like darkness. So you felt very vulnerable, like not having anything behind you. And then lovely Paul from Haunting Nights decided I should have a go, because I'd shown interest at the beginning because I really wanted to do it. But then after this happened to Dad, I was actually quite scared and I was quite reluctant. I was like, I don't think I want to do it now. And he was like, no, come on, do it. And I was like, do you know what? I may as well. I was pooping my pants, I must admit. I was really scared. So I put the headphones on, I put the blindfold on. I never thought I would be scared in this situation, but I was so tense. And every time the radio frequency sort of like spiked, I would jump. I was so tense and I was so scared. And then a stone hit me.
It did.
And I ripped my headphones off, ripped the eye mask off, and I said, I'm not doing it anymore. I said, I'm done.
But you didn't swear.
I didn't swear, but nothing like that's ever happened to me before. Do I say it's now made me completely believe? No, but it's definitely made me less skeptical. It freaked me out. I was scared, and it hit me. I'd
definitely say that.
I was wearing the shirt I've got with me today, and it literally hit me in the arm here, and I saw it on the floor. But I did not take my stone because I was like, that's cursed, I'm not taking it. Whereas he's taken his cursed stone. So yeah, really eventful.
Very, very good. And as I say, it made us think, didn't it?
It stayed with me, and that was like 4 days ago. So
yeah. And I mean, it still can't understand how it could happen in pitch darkness.
Unless someone threw it, which I highly doubt they did, because although we're in pitch black, your eyes sort of adjust to the darkness, and it was very quiet as well. So I feel like you would see if someone had bent down or someone had thrown it, you would have known. And yeah, can't explain it. The only thing that would explain it is if someone had thrown it.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone in our group would have done something like that.
No, I don't either.
Because they all seemed like really legitimate.
And I think taking the chance and being caught would be too much.
Yeah.
Now, we couldn't get any video of that because, of course, it's too dark. But I have got some stills of another guy doing the same experiment in the same place. So I'll put them up so you can see them, so you can get some idea of what me and Kita were doing.
Yeah.
So, But as I say, that was the highlight of the night for me.
Same.
Because on any other ghost hunt, any of us, because we've been on ghost hunts before, the three of us, nothing's happened to make us think.
No.
But that has, hasn't it?
It freaked me out.
Yeah. So anyway, that was that. So then we moved on.
Yes.
Well, my experience in the drawing room was that we had a seance with 2 bells on the table. Nothing was happening. Paul from Haunted Happenings was...
Haunted Nights.
Sorry, beg your pardon, Haunted Nights.
Just go, because I can cut that, okay. And just go, Paul from Haunted Nights.
Paul from Haunted Nights was talking about a gentleman who had been seen walking up and down in the drawing room from the fireplace into the far corner. One of our group, a lady, was sitting in a chair in the corner, and as I looked up,
I can see you! I can see him! I can see his face turning! I thought, God's sake, we're going to have to banish you!
as I looked up, I could see the lady's face changing into that of a...
God's sake, I can see him struggling over there. I have to not look at you.
A lady from our group was sitting in a chair in the corner, and I happened to glance up, and I saw her.
For God's sake!
He's a lost cause, isn't he? He's a lost cause.
Oh, God. Action.
Right. A lady from our group was sitting in a chair in the corner, and they'd just been describing about how a man would traditionally walk from the fireplace over to the corner.
Get out of here! Get out!
Without me,
Right.
from the start.
Right, so we're in the drawing room, and the seance that we were doing with 2 bells on the table wasn't really having any results. One of our group was asked to go and sit in a chair in the corner, so a lady went to sit in the chair, and Paul from the evening that we were at.
Sorry.
I can't remember if it's haunted happenings or haunted nights. What is it? Haunted happenings? No, what's up? Haunted nights.
No, it's not even haunted. It's haunting.
Haunting
nights.
Haunting night. He was talking, and I happened to just look up, and I saw that the face had changed.
For God's sake! I'm literally saying pinching myself. I'm like pinching my skin.
And she had a white beard, short, very short white beard. I had to sort of like look twice, and 3 times I looked over there and I saw that, but I didn't want to share it with the rest of the group.
Imagine if he said, she's got a beard.
I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it.
I tried so hard to do that.
I just couldn't say it.
Trying to keep a straight face. No, he's sort of trying to. Yeah. Sorry, Lynn. Can you carry on?
Sorry. That's all I can say about it is I looked 3 times and saw this man's face. The body was. I just didn't see the body. Just the face.
Oh, sorry.
I know it sounds weird.
Oh, I'll try to make this very serious. Sorry, Lynn. I mean, for you it must have been.